Welcome to MWR Life on Air. I'm your host, Tara Goodson. In this week's show, I'll sit down with Melissa Schaffner to discuss various community holiday events and activities in the surrounding areas. Stay tuned, we'll be right back. Welcome back to MWR Life on Air. Fort Campbell's marketing manager, Melissa Schaffner, is here with me now, and we're going to talk about some holiday happenings. How are you doing, Melissa?
I'm doing great, but I can't tell you how strange it feels to be sitting in this seat on this side of the table.
This is the first time you've been a guest on the show and not hosting.
That's right. You know, I hosted the show for 5 years before I felt like it was time to step aside and turn it over to someone else, and you've done a great job this year, and this is the first time I've been your guest.
Well, thank you for coming, and I think, we're right in the midst of the holiday season. And while we've had a couple of reschedules and cancellations, there are still plenty of things to do.
It's true. The weather has really been a factor, with parades and our own Winter Wonderland being canceled. So, you've really got to look for those things that want to put you in the holiday spirit this year. And there's, definitely things in Clarksville and even in Nashville to do. But right here on Post, we still have some things happening.
Well, oftentimes with our busy schedule and all the activities that we do, you have to make a choice on things that you want to participate in. And a good place to find that information is in the magazine, in the calendar, and then, of course, on Facebook.
That's right. Now, DW Rec is going to be hosting their Santa Calls again this year, and that's something that's coming up this coming weekend, where you contact DW Recreation Center and, tell them the name of your children and the phone number that you want Santa to call, and then they can arrange for Santa to make that call, and, your child answers the phone and it's Santa asking, what would you like for Christmas, and have you been a good boy or girl? So I would definitely encourage folks who want to have their children receive a phone call to get in touch with DW Rec.
And that's such a great activity that they do every year, and it's nice to see that they're continuing the tradition.
Well, it's really inexpensive. Obviously, it's not something that takes up a lot of manpower or a lot of expense. So in these lean times, you've got to look for those quick wins, and that's definitely one because, phone calls to the North Pole they're toll-free.
They are, and that's a lovely thing that Santa takes care of for us.
As parents, we need things like now that are inexpensive, and so, we're looking for those ways to do that. But, there's lots of people who stay on post and maybe don't have any place else to go for the holidays, especially our single soldiers. And we want them to know that there's a place for them to go on Christmas Eve and on Christmas Day. We've got some places that are still going to be open. DW Recreation Center will be open on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, and so will the Zone. Now, the Zone is for age 18 and up only, but, they're open 365 days a year.
The Zone is such a fun facility, and the fact that they are open from 11 to 11 during the week and then at midnight on the weekend makes it a great location to go and hang out, and then being open on Christmas. And Deronda makes it feel so welcome there.
That's right. If they're wanting to feel special on a holiday when they feel like there's nowhere to go, the Zone is definitely a place that's going to make them feel very special. So lots of tricks up her sleeve. I'm sure it's going to be a great day and a great Christmas Eve as well. But, that's just something that they can do. There's food to be ordered. Of course, they have full beverage service. But DW Rec is also going to be open from 11 to 8 on Christmas Day. And I know they usually have special things going on and desserts and things to make it feel a bit like home.
The staff there is awesome as well as about making soldiers feel comfortable. And, you can walk into DW Rec and see people hanging out on the sofa, watching TV, down in the music room, practicing, and then, of course, they have all the free computers that you're able to use.
Yeah, there's plenty of stuff to do there. Now, as we get closer to New Year's Eve, there's more fun to be had and places that are open for a New Year's Eve party, both family friendly and for the young adults. So if you start out with the Hooper Bowling Center, what a great way to spend New Year's Eve with the family by renting a lane and having it all to yourself for 5 hours on New Year's Eve from 8 p.m. to 1 a.m.
This is such a fun activity. So you get it for 5 hours, and there are a few other things that go along with the lane.
That's right. You get shoes for up to 8 people because you can put up to 8 people on a lane. It's your lane. If you need bumpers, they'll put them up for you. You get a pizza. You get a sparkling juice bottle at midnight, for your toast. And, of course, the restaurant's open if you want to purchase other food and beverages. But it's just a lot of fun to do as a family or even as a group of people. But you don't need to worry about age. It's appropriate for everyone. Now, if you're looking for something a little more adult, you want to go over to the Zone if you're age 18 or older because they're having a beach bash.
Well, the perfect time of year with this cold weather. We were just talking before we started shooting about how I'm not a big fan of winter weather. And so the beach bash is perfect for something that I like. They bring that hot weather in, and we're seeing a band perform that night that has been here before.
That's right. Conch Republic is a Jimmy Buffett tribute band. They do all of those beach songs that we love. And, of course, we would encourage people to come out in their beach attire. Tasteful, of course, but it's a great time to bring out the Hawaiian shirts and shorts if you like. They'll crank the heat up in there, and they'll put balloon top at midnight. It's free to get in. The first 100 people get $5 vouchers. It's like they're paying you to go. And so there'll be lots of fun to be had at the Zone on New Year's Eve. If you want to stay right here on post and be able to walk back to the barracks, that's really simple to do.
Well, a lot of people opt not to stay on post for holidays, but there are so many things to do in the local community. Nashville has a ton of things going on. When we come back from the break, why don't we cover what's going on down in Nashville?
Up to.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back.